I have a special guest with me today. Oh man, y'all gonna love her. They're gonna love her. Her name is Courtney. Now, why do I have her right here by my side? Why do I have her? And why am I not turning side to side? Because y'all, damn, man, look at that. No, but for real. Why do I have her here? Well, she has some important news to share with me and with the world. You know, this is about our lineage.
Right.
And I said our, so this is my sister, y'all. Little sister. She wanted to make sure that y'all know that out there in internet land.
I'm younger.
Yes, as you can tell by my beard. You know what I'm saying? So as you can tell, so Courtney, you don't have an accent. Why don't you have an accent?
Oh, what kind of accent are you referring to?
Well, you know, out there on YouTube, and I encourage everybody to go look at my comments, especially on some of these videos. It's so comical, y'all. I mean, I thirst for this type of stuff. But, you know, I've been accused of being a black immigrant. And also, I got a video out y'all should check out too called Accidental Immigrant, where we talk about, I talk about, our father growing up in East Texas, Longview, and how, people, back in the 90s thought he was Jamaican because of his hair. Am I right?
That's definitely true.
So, this is just something, again, she doesn't have an accent. I guess we lost the accent, but then, we're not black immigrants. So basically, I have her on the show to take her, and this is important. I know. I'm taking her away from her business. What's your business?
Well, I have an online boutique, which it is still just a baby, but I'm getting it together. It's called Shop Cici. That's Cici Simone. Shop Cici Simone. I'm also a licensed professional counselor, and I have a YouTube channel that I haven't quite started it yet, but I will be getting it off the ground where, I'll be kind of talking about different things, not just mental health, but that is going to be thrown in there from time to time. Definitely will be promoting my online boutique on there, which is women's fashion, accessories. I should have worn something from my boutique, but I do have my nose cuff from my boutique, but that's it so far. But yeah, so that's my stuff.
Now you have a nose cuff. Now
I have a nose cuff and a nose ring, so I sell those too.
Because a lot of people from the Caribbean have these type of piercings since we're black immigrants. You know what I'm saying? So I just had to throw that. And you got your business from a visa, right? Because the immigration. Is that what?
No, I'm from Texas.
Now you from Texas, right?
Right.
You what part of Texas?
East Texas, to be exact, Longview.
So is that like considered the country?
Yeah. I mean, a little bit compared to like Houston and Dallas.
Dallas, yeah. So but it's not like a big city.
Nah.
Anything like that.
Nah.
Okay. Not a lot of immigrants. Well, except for Mexico.
I mean, yeah, but
Now, I didn't bring her on here to be petty. I mean, I'm a little petty. You know what I mean? But I brought her on here because she's actually been doing some research, some genealogy research on our lineage, our family tree, and I thought it was important since she's been doing the work, also with me. But you know what I'm saying? She's been doing the work. We've done a lot. So I thought it was important for her to kind of come join me, and also this is a little bit more proof that we lost our accents because we're black immigrants. So, I'm gonna make this classy. This is gonna be classy, y'all, because this is a short doc too. You know what I mean? It don't have to be. You're right. It don't have to be. But if I'm gonna be interviewing A Burger too.
Oh, okay.
Shouts out to A Burger.
Yes.
My Jamaican ancestor. You know what I'm saying? So so she's been doing a lot of research and stuff, and we discovered some things about our family tree. And again, this is something, while all jokes aside, this is something that we've been working on this for a while, discovering our family roots and whatnot. you know, we're very proud of our, you know, lineage, our culture, despite what some people think, just because I have certain opinions about grifters, what I feel are grifters, you know what I mean? So we've been doing this for a while. This is also, we're working on a full-length feature documentary as well about our family tree, and just, you know, African American. I ain't gonna say FBA or ADOS, but African. And I really don't like African American too, just my personal opinion. I mean, I'm not speaking for my sister, you know, but, you know, more Americanized African, you know, that's just how we grew up and whatnot. But yeah, we're working on that. So this is a prelude to that documentary that y'all can be looking forward to in the meantime. But, you know, since my sister kind of kicked off the work, let's get into it. So I'm gonna edit this part out and stuff. So.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just start off with this, right? Let's just get this out the way. Are we Black immigrants?
You asking me? No.
Yeah, because people. No, so we're not Black immigrants.
No, we're not.
Our parents are not Black immigrants.
No.
Our grandparents Black
No.
immigrants? On mom and dad's side, right?
Right, no.
So they're not immigrants. So they were born here in America, right?
Absolutely.
And we knew our great grandmother on our mother's side. She wasn't an immigrant too, right?
That is correct.
They had accents, but it was like country accents.
Country, East Texas country
Yeah,
accents,
yeah. Which I guess that could be considered immigrant-ish. No, but
And we never met Dad's grandmother, but we've heard stories about her, and yeah,
she wasn't an immigrant too, was she?
that is correct. She was not.
Yeah. So I hate to burst out bubble, but I would be considered FBA, and I'm finna prove this. I ain't giving y'all all the government names, and I didn't make this up. This is not. I didn't go to great lengths just to make this thing up, and I had to do this because I'm just showing y'all that we actually, because I'm not going to drag my sister into it. She's hitting out. You know what I'm saying? But no, I really do appreciate, I do admire, I love my lineage. You know what I mean?
Right.
So much so that we've done research that we can trace our lineage back as far as possible here in America. Oh yes, in America. In America. Without putting flags and stuff, but that's another topic another day. So, okay, so you went on ancestry.com, right?
Right, yeah. So I pretty much, just to give a little bit of background, I pretty much kind of kicked things off myself years ago. Myself years ago on ancestry.com, even before they had an app, because they have an app now. But I was always on and off with it, right? So I would go on ancestry.com. I can't really tell you how far back, at least 5 years ago, maybe even further back than that. I don't know. I'm gonna say at least 5 years ago, I initiated, you know, I created an account on ancestry.com. I researched as far back as I could, which really wasn't too far back. But I researched as far back as I could, and then I kind of gave up. You know, I didn't feel like keep paying a little monthly fee for, you know, something that I wasn't actively using. So I discontinued my account, waited a few more years, picked it back up, got back on it. I found even more information that I didn't have the first time. Same thing happened. I kind of like, okay, well, I've done all I could do. Let me, you know, no longer get back on it. Then a third time, this last time, I got back on it. I found even more information that I shared with my family, my brothers, my sister, my mom, and my dad. Kind of shared everything, and I opened it up for them to also explore as they must as well. And so then that's kind of how you got involved. Was I just pretty much was like, you know, again, I found all that I could find, but if family, if y'all want to take a crack at it and look, or at least just to look and see, because it is really a lot of interesting information on there, you know, have at it. Then, you know,
So, and with the combination of her doing work on ancestry.com and with me taking a DNA test, you know, of course, now we were able to you know, we found out that we do have African ancestry.
Right, and we the same mom and dad.
Yeah, same mom and dad. You know, no, I'll leave it alone. So yeah, same mom and dad, and you know, we were able to find out that we're largely, overwhelmingly African.
Right.
But you know,
West
that's
African.
where West is Central Africa because there's various places. So yeah, a little sprinkle of rape white,
Just a little.
Yeah, just a little. You know, but thankfully it was under 15%. You know what I'm saying?
But we knew about that.
Yeah, we knew about it. I mean, it's just that's what it was. Which again proves to y'all, I'm sorry to bust y'all bubble, but we're not black immigrants. I'm sorry, you know, because rape white is in there, the rape white shark. Unfortunately, so you know, so you were able to trace an ancestor back from 1800s.
Yes, I was.
Okay.
Want to talk about that?
Yeah. So what was? No, it was.
The name.
You don't remember the name? Well, I remember the name before her. So you were able to discover Rose Tatum.
Yes.
Rose Tatum. Okay. You remember where Rose Tatum was born?
Maryland, right?
Exactly, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
In what year?
I don't remember the exact year.
Well, I haven't. I posted up.
Okay.
No, but because you did the discovery, 1810.
Yeah.
So we can trace our family, one of the earliest ancestors here on American soil in 1810.
That is correct. Yeah.
And you were able to, again,
Yeah.
we ain't making this up.
Mm-hmm.
I know some of y'all like, it's white man's. White man, y'all get white man a lot of credit.
This was a census. You want me to explain the?
Yeah.
Okay, so how I was able to find that out was a census record where it listed. She was living at the time. She was living with her son and his family. That's how I was at, which is of course our family. But she was living with her son and his family. And of course, you know, on the census, it'll have the name and it'll have their date of birth and where they're from, I believe, on there. So that's how I was able to find that out. And, you know, I did the calculations like, okay, she was born in 1810, so we know what that means, you know.
Yeah.
So that's how that went.
And that was, I gotta do the math in my head. And I'll probably I'm just freestyling this, y'all. But this was probably like maybe 50 years after the American Revolution, maybe. But the American Revolution happened, what, like 1775? Somewhere around there. It happened somewhere around there. You know, I'll put it up. But it wasn't that long ago after America became a country.
Right, yeah.
Pretty much when she was born.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so her parents, which is our ancestors, were born during the colonial period. And it showed too, am I correct, that her parents, they show where their birthplace was, right?
It does show that. It does show where her parents were born. Now, I don't quite remember that part. Again, it's been some years since, well, it's been about 2 years, or no, about a year or two since I was able to find that information. I did kind of leave it alone, but you know,
Bishop. No, I'm just like Adam. No, but yeah. So I think so her family, her mother and father, it showed that they were born. And her mother, I believe, was born in Virginia.
I believe so.
And her father was born in Maryland.
Right.
So, and they were born probably when these states were colonial.
Right.
Yeah, they were
Had to
colonial.
have.
Yeah, so this was when they were British colonies, you know.
Right.
So that's just how far our family tree goes back, and that's on our dad's side
Right.
of the family.
Right.
So also, I was able to trace back our mother's dad's side and the Moody's.
Mm-hmm.
And also, because I'm not, well, they gonna see it anyway. So we were able to trace back from in the 1800s our mother's dad's side, right? His name was Colin Reverend Moody.
Right.
It's actually a picture. I'm gonna post a picture of that you can see at him as an older man.
Right.
And So yeah, Colin Moody. Okay, so Colin Moody, we were able to trace his lineage back. Actually, that's the farthest person we were able to trace back, because we were able to trace back his father. Now, this is how you know we ain't no black immigrants, because it broke my heart when I found this information out that Colin Reverend Moody, who there's a picture of him that exists, his dad was the white man. He was a white man. And he was so white, he was born in Britain. This is probably a slave owner. Because his mother, of course, was an enslaved African. And his dad clearly had to be the slave master. So Colin Moody, he was born in 1818. So he was born 8 years after our ancestor on my dad's side, when she was born in 1810. She was born in Maryland. He was born in North Carolina, right? His dad was born in Britain, Great Britain. You know, his mom, and it actually has his mom, her name is Jane Moody.
Okay, so this is news.
Yeah, so you didn't even know.
So I didn't know this. Okay.
Yeah, so Jane Moody.
I didn't go back this. I didn't go back this far personally. I kind of gave up before this.
Now this is crazy to me, because this is how evil the cracker was. I'm just gonna be honest with you. The cracker was evil. He was the devil, because he was born, and unfortunately, damn, it's in our bloodstream, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was born and so the cracker, right? Because I ain't call him the cracker. What's his name? I guess he had some kind of like heart, because he named our great grandfather Colin Moody, who was a mulatto. He named him after him. Like he got his name from him.
Or did his mother?
Oh yeah, maybe his mother. Colin Moody's dad. He was born in 1749.
Okay.
Yeah, he was born in 1749 in England. So 1749 in England. He died 1819. Now I'm revealing this to y'all, because this is actually, I just realized he died 1819. 1819. He died a year before our ancestor Colin Moody, his son, was born, which was 1818. He was born in 1749. This rapist cracker.
Oh wow! So how old?
Jane Moody, which was Colin Moody's. Now we talk about our ancestors. I mean that white man, he's up in there. But Colin Moody, his mom had, I believe, she was born in 1800. So think about that. The white man was born in 1749. She was born in 1800. So she had to have him at 18 years old. Right? So the man was raping our ancestor.
Yeah.
She was born also in North Carolina. So 1800. That was 10 years before Rose Taylor was born. Y'all, the family lineage is deep in America. I don't know what to tell y'all. And this is one of the reasons why I don't call myself an African American, because Americans have terrorized Africans, our ancestors, as you see. You can't tell me that was consensual. He was born in 1749, white man, during slavery. But y'all want to, that's another topic. Like I said, I'm going to keep it kind of friendly, not cuss words, because this is a doc. And only because I ain't bird. Only because, but she got a mouth too, so you know she might give y'all business on this doc. So that was another ancestor that we were able to find on our father's side. Well, that was actually my mother's
side.
Our mother's father's side. Now on my mother's side, we were able to go back too. Let me see. So on our mother's side, we were able to trace back a fourth great grandfather. Fourth great grandfather. So this is the 1800s as well, of course. Their lineage, as far back as we could go, started in Mississippi. So this is our mother's mother. And Mississippi. Yeah, so Susie Smith, that's our fourth great grandmother, and Sam Shaw, the Shaws, they were born in Mississippi. That's where they were born. That's how far back their lineage go. That's on my mother's mother's.
It's on the mother's side, right?
No, that's on the mother's father's side. No, that's the mother's side.
Yeah.
So that's my mother's mother's side, the Shaws.
Right.
And let me see. Yeah, so it's kind of a mystery with her dad, who's Cooper's. Cooper's, that's clearly not a black immigrant. But you could say maybe that's Caribbean. You know what I mean? Maybe. But he was born, so we were able, so that's, well, we don't have a lot of information on the Cooper side. So maybe y'all got us right there. Maybe y'all can catch us. But trust me, the Coopers are definitely not the black immigrants. We know the Coopers. Trust me, they country, just as most of our family in that lineage, who's still in Texas, they all country, you know what I mean?
Right.
Proudly. I'm urban though, you know what I mean? So, so on my dad's mother's side, right? We were able to trace back. So let's break down, because let's break down our dad's mother's side of the family.
Okay.
Because we're very familiar with the mother's side of the family.
Right.
The Robinsons. That's definitely, come on now, that's American. Y'all Robinson.
Yeah.
So we're able to trace back the Robinsons to, well, we go back, because I don't go back to Marshall. So, well, yeah, a little history too. So our lineage, as far as Texas, started in Marshall, in Harrison County. We have over 100 years of family history in Marshall alone.
Marshall, Texas, yep.
Like over 100 years, easily. You know what I'm saying? It started like in the mid to late 1800s. Yeah, so in most sides of, you know, so our mother's side, both of her parents, eventually their lineage met in Marshall in the 1800s.
Right.
And our dad's mother's side also met in Marshall, Harrison County in the 1800s. Everyone but our dad's dad's side, they're from Arkansas. Correct, yeah. Which one of the earliest ancestors, Rose Tatum, more than likely she was sold and shipped, or not shipped, but you know, domestic slavery. Shipped. I don't think a lot of people shipped. I don't think a lot of people are aware. Don't worry about it. I don't think a lot of people are aware of how big domestic slavery. We talk about slavery a lot, but we don't talk about like the transportation from Africa to America. We don't talk about the domestic slavery of enslaved Africans from the upper South into deep South, which of course our ancestors, if you look, our ancestors started out, some started out in Maryland, some started out in North Carolina, and then they ended up down in Texas. Some started out in Mississippi.
The trading, I hate to say it like that, but a lot of policy probably ended.
Yeah, because I turned it so.
But where, if I'm not mistaken, like a lot of slaves, like was that, I don't know the proper term, but that's like where they would do a lot of
markets.
Yeah, markets, that's the word.
So yeah, so actually, and also, I was gonna say fun fact, but it ain't a fun fact at all. A summary fact, a Colin Moody, our ancestor Colin Moody, he was born in North Carolina, but he was sold in Virginia. Now, if you've done your research on slavery, Richmond, Virginia was actually it was the second largest slave market in the United States during that time of slavery. Number one was New Orleans. And so it's more than likely that he was probably sold in Richmond, or he could have been sold anywhere in Virginia. And he was sold and shipped to Marshall, Jonesville in Harrison County, which is a small little bitty community outside of Marshall, Texas. So, yeah, so he was sold, they said he was sold ball and chain. Ball and chain.
It said that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it said that.
Oh,
so,
wow, I didn't, okay, see, that's some more info that I didn't know.
Yeah, so, you know, I take this very serious. We take this very seriously because we, like I said, we're big on family.
Very.
So, all the comments, keep them coming, man. Keep them coming, you motherfucker. No, I was playing. So, what were we? So,
I don't know.
Black, you dark-skinned white. So this is an interesting thing. So our dad's mother, her dad, her biological father. Now I'm not going to be putting all our family business out. We don't even know. We don't know to the full extent. But he wasn't around because her mother eventually got married to someone else. She had a stepfather. But
who raised her?
Yeah, who raised her.
Yeah.
But we were able to trace back her biological father. And this is some information that we didn't know. So this is some breaking news that we just found out. This is pretty big. I never knew this existed. I think a lot of people don't know that this actually existed in Texas. But so our grandmothers, which is on my dad's side, her biological father, right? He was actually, I don't know if he was, I can't remember if he was born in Marshall, and I'll put that up, but he of course he lived in the 1800s. He was born, he might have lived in the 1900s, but now he was
born in 1920.
So he was definitely born in the 1800s.
Right.
Because he was older too.
He was like 20.
Yeah. So he was definitely born in the 1800s, late 1800s.
Like, yeah.
Now this is crazy. He eventually at some point moved to Center, Texas. Now that's a small, very small town in East Texas as well. Center, Texas. But he and a couple of our other family members were actually responsible for starting this community called Africa, Texas. Didn't know that.
Was it Little Africa?
No, it's called Africa.
Oh, Africa, Texas.
Yeah, it's called Africa, yeah. Africa, Texas. Now, that's pretty interesting because a lot of people, especially now on the internet, have tried to distance themselves from Africa. But these were people that were born in the 1800s. So clearly they were aware of their African lineage. This was the 1800s. Nobody told them that, okay, well, the white man didn't lie to them that, oh, well, you African instead of indigenous. Maybe for your family, but for my family, that actually makes me proud that they started a community that honored their ancestors, because they knew. Because you got to think about it. They had a connection with their mothers, their fathers, and then their grandparents.
Right. And I think that's very important to point out because, of course, you know, we are just at the end of this generation. That didn't sound right. I think that's important because I think we sleep on the fact that there were stories always handed down, right? So we're in the world of information, the world of social media. We're in this world, but before there was social media, there were stories passed down to this generation and that generation, which I feel like we've lost that, but hey, whatever. Yeah. That's another story for another day.
Really though.
But I think we sleep on the fact that there was a time period when all we had was our grandparents telling stories to the younger kids or to their grandchildren and things like that. And I don't know if you want to keep this part in here, but I will say this. I don't know if you've ever read any of the sort of like the slave narratives.
Yeah.
The interviews of former slaves.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So there was actually one in East Texas, and if you want it, I could still send you the link. I still have it on my phone.
I've heard it. Yeah.
So I read through a few, and even the interviews that they conducted, there were some former slaves who would vividly talk about, my parents talked about life in Africa.
Exactly, yeah.
Of course, now this is narration that was written down, so you know it wasn't of course, you know, like it was hard to kind of decipher with the grammar and things like that, you know, because they were former slaves. But more, I can count maybe at least 5 of the stories that I read or the interviews that I read, they specifically said my parents or my mom talked to me about life back in Africa.
Exactly.
I'm gonna just say that.
Which
leave that there.
Which goes to say, because I know a lot of people feel a certain way about Africa because they feel like, even those who acknowledge that we have African lineage, who don't make up bullshit. Now I'm gonna let that one slip, but don't make up bullshit about, you know, we're indigenous or we're Hebrews or whatever,
Right.
whatever. But you know, even those who acknowledge us, they still distance themselves because they say, well, you know, y'all gave us up, y'all sold us to the white man, this, that, and third. But you have proof that our ancestors held no grudges against Africa. They might have held a grudge against this individual, but they didn't see themselves less than,
Right.
you know. But you know, that it's a lot that goes into why we were de-Africanized as a people. But it's just good to know that one of our ancestors directly helped create a town that honored their ancestors' lineage, and we're talking more recent ancestors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because this, like I said, he was born in the 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know if we can't trace back our lineage to the 1600s and, you know, 1700s so far. You know, but you know, slavery started really amping up. Because they say the first group of Africans arrived in Jamestown, 1619. Earlier too than that, which was in Spanish Florida, but we don't know that information directly, you know. But we do know based off of me taking DNA that our ancestry does come from Africa, largely, overwhelmingly African, West and Central African, and even some North African too, which I'm trying to understand that too, because that kind of threw me off. You know, y'all can look at I'll put the link too. Y'all go back to my DNA test results. But, you know, it's just good to know that, like, and it explains too probably why we still, you know, identify, like, I don't have no problem identifying as African. You know.
Neither do I.
Exactly, because our ancestors, you know,
Right.
It's just in us.
Right.
So, and we're definitely going to be going to Center, Texas to try to do that. Try to see if it's still there, because unfortunately the land, I was reading, this is how crazy this is. It was a news article. I'm not making this up. It was a news article about this Africa, Texas.
Right.
This small community called Africa, Texas. You know, and this is, like I said, we're just finding this out. Y'all can look at a prior video I did where I did the most culturally rich African sites in cities in the United States, where you know, places where the African culture is undeniable. You know what I mean? In certain places, it's more prevalent than other places. You know what I mean? And had I known about this place, I would include this place on the list, but I didn't know about it until now, doing this research about our family lineage. So, you know, like I said, we're gonna go to Center, and we're gonna.
See what we can uncover.
There you go. There you go.
See what we can uncover.
Yeah. If you still think that we're Black immigrants, I don't know what to tell you. It's definitely got to be far back. I mean, I'm sorry to tell y'all, but you're African. Y'all, you're African. That's the, so, you know. And
it's painful. I mean, I'm sorry that you can't, you know, accept reality.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
And if you're not, cool. We are. So,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I mean, this is what it is. Except for that little rape white. Just a little sprinkle. Just a little sprinkle.
We don't count that.
Yeah, we don't count that. I'm sorry. So like and subscribe. What can they follow you? Oh, she don't have a video yet. She don't have a channel yet. We're gonna get on that.
I do have a channel.
Oh, okay, what can
There's
they follow
no
you?
videos.
What can they follow you?
Hold on.
Jeez Louise.
Let's see. Look, it's coming soon. I'll be on another video.
Yeah.
I'll have it ready then.
Yeah, she'll be on this video where we're gonna be talking about nostalgic things and stuff.
Right.
We'll talk about nostalgic things and stuff. So yeah, she'll be on here some more. You know, y'all see her some more. Maybe her real accent will come out this time. You know.
This is our accent.
Yeah. But so yeah, until next time, man, like and subscribe. You know, continue commenting, positive or negative. I love it. I love all of it. Just continue engaging with me, and we're gonna bring you more stuff just about lineage. I'm gonna have different interviews and stuff like that. You'll see her some more on my channel as well. So till next time, you know, holla.